Hello all. Today we'll talk about a very interesting human behavior called conformity. See, we all humans like to hang out or associate with people with similar values or ethos, etc. And why we do that? Because it is considered to be very pro-survival. And to understand this nature, we have to go back tens of thousands of years when humans were in a primitive state. Basically, they were hunter-gatherers. And what that meant was, as a group, and these are not huge groups, these are like groups of 20 families, 50 families, 100 families, that's it. For the group to survive, they found out that it is good to stay together and do what everyone was doing. So example, let's say a group of men will go out to hunt, and this was a daily activity, right? You have to hunt for food. And what they observed was, as long as they stayed together and chased an animal and killed it, by being together, not only they were very successful, but that being together gave them a lot of strength, which contributed to their success. But many times what will happen is, there will be multiple animals they'll be chasing, and a few in the group will get separated out because they are so engrossed in the hunt. And more often than not, they will get killed because they left the group. They decided to do something differently and not stay together. So over time, this value of staying together and doing what everybody else is doing became so deeply ingrained because it was the most pro-survival thing an individual or a group can do. Now, as things evolved, we became more civilized, kingdoms started coming in, agriculture started coming in, and we became a more agrarian society. And no more we were living a nomadic lifestyle. But this deeply ingrained value system of staying together continued. People stayed together so they can protect themselves from other hordes or other kingdoms who are trying to attack them, loot them, plunder them, or are trying to expand their territory. So staying together had a huge value. It was a very, very pro-survival thing. This continues even to this day. Of course, now with all the technological changes and all the global connectivity, people interact with each other so often, travel, do trade. Even with that, this idea of a group mindset is very, very strong. The entire concept of nations is that only. Hey, we are one group and we'll protect our interests, and we all stay together because we have a similar value system, similar ethos, similar cultural beliefs, even religious beliefs. So that is what binds each nation. So nobody says, hey, let's look at the bigger picture. We are all humans. Okay, we are far, far away from that level of maturity or understanding, at least at this point. But let's look at that, how that plays into the field of education, because that's my area which I love and that's what I'm engaged in. So how does this get down to the field of education for a child? So let's say a young person graduates out of school. There's a very good chance he may go into certain fields like IT or engineering because all his friends are going, or all his relatives or people in his community, his uncle, aunts, parents, and their friends and their close groups. Everybody is saying, hey, being in engineering is the best thing you can do because they'll give you a lot of data. Engineers make more money in IT, yes, more opportunities, you can go abroad. Now this person, this individual, this child may have no interest. That may have nothing to do with his strengths or his aptitude. But usually very few have the courage to say no to this peer pressure, especially the family pressure, the pressure from friends. And why is that? See, even in age and time when so much data is available to validate your ideas, very few do that, because it all gets down to a deep down ingrained value. We have to stick together. If everybody is saying IT is good, information technology, that's the best way to go for career, so many people will go, because first, it has reduced the risk. Right? If everybody is doing it, not everybody is stupid, right? Everybody is doing it, they must be right. Believe me, it's a major assumption and not true in most cases. So that offers a security. Remember hunting together? You go out of the group that's hunting and you may get killed. So stay with the group. Now a very interesting thing happens. Let's say some child does not want engineering. He really wants to become a movie producer. He loves photography. He likes taking editing and directing. He knows as a child he has done some of these things. He's already showing talent, or any other field. Maybe he wants to become an artist or whatever. Definitely not engineering, but it offers a safety. It offers a safety for the parents also. Because nobody is going to question the parents saying, why is your son doing something that's not proven, right? So not only for the child, but even for the parents, it becomes a very comfortable narrative to say, hey, he's going with everybody else. Because somebody said, or somebody observed, or somebody provided some data to say, hey, IT is a good field, people make money, and look at how many Indians have gone abroad, all that stuff, right? Now let's say this child, because of the peer pressure, decides to take engineering. He neither has aptitude nor an interest. But somehow he goes along because everybody is doing it. Let's say he even graduates, gets some decent marks, just puts hard work and, slogs through. And within a few years in a job, he realizes he just hates it. He just doesn't like it anymore. And he wants to do a career change. Now let's say he does terribly well. He gets fired because he just can't do, or he's absolutely stagnant. Okay? Or he's not even able to get a job now. Let's look at the worst case scenario. The guy doesn't get a job. Guess what? That is still a better option than being a rebel in the group. And then soon he finds out there are so many of his friends who are not getting jobs. And that becomes a very beautiful narrative. Hey, it's not just me. Look at other guys. And some of them are even better students than me. It offers such a huge level of protection, such amazing comfort to say, hey, I didn't fail. It's just the way things are. Okay. Now, deep down, he knows that he made a bad choice and he never stood up or explained or made his value system clear, or his likes and dislikes on what he wants to do. And now it's very easy for him to go and say, I'll try something different. Because he followed the group instinct, the conforming with the group ideas and beliefs. And now after wasting so many years, generally the parents will say, okay, do whatever. You are becoming older. You are not young anymore. Do whatever to somehow make a living on your own. And that breaks him free. That's why many people will change careers, because the group pressure is gone. All your old friends, many have failed, okay, or not doing well. The few that have succeeded, they have gone their own way. That group is broken up now with time. Now that gives you the freedom to go and choose what you really want to do. But in this process, somebody would have lost 5 years, 10 years, 15 years of their life, plus gotten an education which has nothing to do with what they want to do. But that seems to be the only way out, it looks like it. So my suggestion generally to parents is in that case is, hey, talk to the child, let the child decide, let them take responsibility for their lives. Because one thing is very true, which we all have seen and experienced even in our personal lives. Things we decide, we make a conscious choice, we try to put 110% into that because it's our choice. And today, the world is far more safer and offers far more opportunities than when we were hunter-gatherers, or even when we were farmers, primarily farmers, right? So this is we have to adapt to this new reality that new ideas are welcome, new challenges are welcome, and this is okay to fail. There's nothing bad. Having lived in the US, I can tell you one thing that makes America great is there is no stigma attached to failure. For them, failure is not the issue. But did you learn anything from failure? And how you can leverage that knowledge to do better in the future is what they look for. So we really need to adapt some of this mindset. And with that said, I'm going to end my discussion. What do you think? Please like, share, or comment. Do you agree with my viewpoint, or you have a different take? Please share and get engaged. I would love to hear from you. With that said, I'll be signing off. This is Ajay Iyer. Take care. Bye-bye.